Today we will discuss about 5 important tips that can help you maintain safety of your data. It is not only protecting it from deletion, it is also or loss, it is also protecting it from hackers so that your privacy is well maintained. Welcome to my YouTube channel where you daily see new content on data privacy. And as I said, let's talk about 5 important things that you should, as a data principal or a data owner, observe or maintain so that your data is protected. The first important tip of that is to understand what are your rights. When you are using any application or when you are sharing your personal data with any party, then you should know what are your rights with respect to your data. This includes a very standard thing that we have been doing for ages, which is even our banking and opening bank accounts, right? So what are the 3 key rights that the Indian DPDP Act provides you? They provide you right to access, to stay informed, to right to correction. If you think you access and you check that your data available with your fiduciary is incorrect, then you can get it corrected. If you think you don't want to continue working or you don't want them to continue processing your data, you can use your right to erasure and get your data removed from their database forever. And if you think that you don't need a particular part of the service to continue with you, you can withdraw the consent. You can withdraw the consent overall also, not only granular, but then there is a right to withdraw consent. So as a data principal, you should understand that despite the fact that you yourself chose to share your personal data with an organization for any relevant purpose, at any stage you can always ask them to keep you informed, let you know what data they have, get it corrected. Maybe you have relocated yourself, so you need to get your address changed, so get it corrected. Maybe then you realize that that service is available only for the city in which you are living earlier, so you can get your data erased also from their database. And if you think that the kind of service they are delivering to you, you do not want that to happen further, you can withdraw the consent that you had voluntarily given at the time of providing the data. So these are 3 critical rights, and you should read the privacy policies and notices that are available for that application or that processing fiduciary, so that you are very clear that you are allowed to use your rights. Whether they say or not, you are allowed to use your rights in any case, but a very clear clarity on their policies and notices helps you improvise your overall safety of your data. The second important thing is using extra security. Well, very basic security everyone needs is password, but the passwords needs to be strong. You should use a long password, you should use a combination of alphabets, numbers and some special characters. Right? So that the password stays unique, difficult to crack. Wherever possible, use multi-factor authentication. Now logically, you would say wherever possible, I would recommend use applications that allow multi-factor authentication. OTP based. In fact, these days you have options of getting OTPs either on emails, phones, or maybe both. That is one part of it. You also have the options of having a multi-person authentication also. And you can use them. And the more the demand of it would increase, the application vendors will have to provide it. I run a backup service where the backup application allows you multi-person authentication, which means that the password is entered by one person and the OTP goes to another person, right? So multi-factor, because after the password the OTP comes, and it becomes multi-person when the OTP comes to a different person. In a way, you can do that only if you say that I enter the password and I put in the phone number of someone else to keep a check, so that but that you would normally not do. But you should always you can encourage this, and wherever possible use it. In that case, your correct phone number is on record, and a different phone number to keep your data safe is also on record, so that the OTP goes to a different phone number. Multi-person, one person enters the password as I said. Second person enters the OTP available on phone, and the third person enters the OTP that comes on email, and therefore you can keep your data more safe and secure, and also ensure that the application is encrypting your data. If it is more sensitive data, they are using anonymization or other privacy enhancement technologies so that they are keeping your data safe. The next or the third tip is avoid sharing of excess information. And it happens. You see a form and you keep entering all the fields. Are all of them required? Do they actually need it? Again, I'll go to my traditional example of opening a bank account. Bank account needs my personal name, my phone number, my address, a nominee detail. Nominee detail, they would take the name and phone number of the nominee, right? Or a joint account holder. That may or may not be a family member. Bankers don't need the details of your family members to open your savings accounts. It may be there in the form, but they don't need it, and if you don't want, you can avoid giving it. Even on the online forms, all fields are not mandatory, and you should try and understand that whether the asked information makes it relevant for the purpose, right? So purpose limitation has to be taken care of. There are a lot of online applications, especially when it comes to finances. They'll take your phone number and your PAN and your bank details, and they'll transfer a loan to you, and they'll decently take the EMIs from time to time, and you can repay the loan over a period of time. But then you should, while filling up the form, see whether they actually need all the information that they have requested, and you should apply principles of data minimization, purpose limitation, and keep your data restricted and not put extra data onto any of the forms. Use secure platforms, SSL security. Use applications with URLs ending with S, right? Secure connections. Keep your devices and your browser updated to keep security checks. Go for good standard applications. Do keep upgrading themselves also regularly, and provide fixes for security at least. And use secure networks at your home. Even if it's a broadband, you can get it configured with a bit of a firewall. Use firewall on your operating system also. Use protection softwares like anti-malware, anti-ransomware. Keep yourself safe so that people cannot hack. The other way of keeping yourself safe: don't use your mobile phone in the elevators. Don't use your mobile phones and laptops in public areas where people can see what you are doing and what you are working on. Third-party apps, you need to be a bit cautious about them. You should avoid granting them unnecessary permissions. Any app can come and say, I need a permission, you use me as a dialer, I need a permission to access your phone numbers, I need to your contact details. And there are many apps that I tried to download and install. And you all of a sudden get a message, your friend so and so is also on this app, right? I don't want to know that. He also does not want to tell me. If maybe his name is there in my contact database, I don't know who he is, I don't remember, right? It may not be, and even if he is best of my friends, I don't need to know what applications he is using. The important thing is that even he would now know that I am using this application. So be careful that you are not sharing your contact details and other things, your location when you are on a holiday. Do you want to tell people your location? Many people like to do that. They put it on social media. The hackers and militants also use it from there to disturb you. So you need to be careful. You should review the third-party integrations and other things applicable or available with the application that you are using. And you should ensure that the organization with whom you are dealing with, who is processing your data, maintains accountability with respect to the privacy of your personal information. Be very, very cautious while granting permissions. So these are the 5 important tips, a quick summary of it. Understand your rights, exercise them well, be extra secure, privacy enhancement technologies, multi-factor authentication, very strong passwords. Don't share what is not required. Even if there is a column, if it is not mandatory or is not purposeful, don't share the information. Use secure platforms, secure networks, avoid using your devices in public areas, and be cautious with the third-party apps. So that's about top 5 tips that I think you should, as a data principal, do to ensure that your data is safe. I hope you like the content of my video. Please press the bell and the like icon. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and share your feedback in the comment section. Thank you.